We'll get started seated in the middle of the mat. If you want to, you can grab a block or something similar like that to have on standby. You can use a water bottle, a fire log, a book, whatever is going to kind of support you a little bit in a balance. And then we're going to get started just in a comfortable position. You can sit on a cushion if you would like to. You can sit on that block or whatever you've got nearby. You don't have to sit on anything. You can just sit cross-legged. As you get there, take a minute to slow down and then gently rock from side to side. Just kind of shift your weight from seat bone to seat bone until you feel yourself a little bit more grounded. You can give a little wiggle into it if you want to. Just sort of start to become aware of where those seat bones are and push them into the ground. Then take a big breath out, relax. You have arrived. It's yoga time. Take another deep breath in through the nose. Sit up a little taller, mouth open, let it go. And one more time, make it really slow, really powerful. Deep breath in through the nose. Take an extra little breath in at the top and then mouth open, let it go. And then take a moment just to be. Don't change your breath just yet. Take a moment just to kind of check in where you are mentally and physically. So maybe with your eyes closed, do a little physical scan. Notice where you feel perhaps a little tight or a little tense. Maybe it's in the shoulders, the back of the neck, lower back, maybe even the ankles, the feet, inside of the legs, wherever it is. Take another breath out and balance this idea of sitting up tall, but relaxing the body, especially in those places you feel tight. Take another long breath out here. Commit to making it slower and empty everything out. Good. Let that breath be a little bit more conscious. So start to become aware of your inhales, aware of your exhales. Make them a little deeper in and out of the nose. Notice where your breath wants to land. Maybe it's in the nose, in the throat, maybe in the top of the chest, the lungs, wherever it is, it's okay. Focus on just becoming aware of where your body is, aware of where your thoughts are, aware of where your emotions are, and practice accepting it and then letting it go. And then choose to send it where you need to. So send that breath maybe into the belly, the lower parts of the ribs. Start to breathe deeper. Maybe send the breath to the back of the body. Really focus on expanding that rib cage in 360 degrees. Slowing your breath down. Relaxing your body. Maybe relax the space between the eyebrows. Your mind may flutter away back to those things you were thinking about before you started your practice. It's okay. Once again, become aware of it, accept it, let it go. Let yourself be a layer deeper without those things. Keep the eyes closed, but gently just twist to one side. So reach one arm across the body. Opposite arm reaches behind you. Maybe it touches the lower back, maybe the ground. Whatever it is, try and sit up a little bit taller. Take a big breath in. Now relax the shoulders, take a breath out. Keep the twist. Make it gentle rather than trying to bring yourself into the deepest twist you can manage. Try to make it a little subtle. Just notice the subtlety of that twist. Breathe into it. And as you exhale, commit to relaxing into that twist. Let it feel comfortable, natural, a little bit like a homely feeling. Release that twist now in slow motion. Relax the arms and the legs. And wherever you are, if you're seated in a chair, if you're seated on the ground, cross-legged, legs out wide, start to reach forward. Let the spine curl. Relax the back of the neck. Let the head be heavy. Take a big sigh out and relax all the muscles in the body. Do that again. Big breath in. Big, big sigh out. Let it go. And then slowly stack that spine up. Give yourself a shoulder shrug, pulling those shoulders up and then back. Maybe take that again. Shoulders pull up and back. Then sigh it out. Good. Now reach the arms out wide apart. Big breath in. Nice. Turn the thumbs so they face down. Bend the left arm and nestle that hand around the lower back. Whisper the fingers around the side if you can, and let the other hand come to it. Interlace the fingers. Nestle that hand almost around your side. Keep it tight. Sit up tall, big breath in. Exhale, look one direction. It doesn't matter which because we're going to do both. Inhale, turn the head nice and slow. Look the opposite way. Exhale, head looks the other direction. Just take that a few times. Focus on relaxing the lower body, but keeping this idea of sitting up tall, core engaged, breath traveling into the lowest part of the ribs, and head turning a little bit more with each breath. And relax it, come back to the middle. Give yourself a little wiggle. Maybe throw in some cat-cow sort of movements there, maybe a roll of the head, whatever you want to do, but do so mindfully, make it an active choice, and be involved in the process. Nice. If you're sat cross-legged, switch it up. Opposite leg in front. If you're sat in a different way, maybe just wiggle it around, re-ground yourself, take another breath out. Sit up even taller, breathe in, make that breath deeper now. Exhale, breathe it out. Gently invite a subtle twist the opposite direction. So the arm that was behind you before reaches across the body. Opposite arm reaches back, hand to the lower back or the ground. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, gently twist, look behind you. Remember to kind of balance this idea of the ego wanting to push you to the biggest twist you can manage. Whereas let that go, focus on relaxing the body, listening to the body, absorbing the benefits of mindful, subtle movements. Sit up a little taller, breathe a little deeper. Get that abdomen involved in that breathing. And then gently release that twist, bring it back to the center. Pause for a moment, sit up a little bit taller, relax those shoulders back, and then gently start to reach the hands forward, maybe to your knees if you're seated on a chair, forward to the ground if you're on the floor. Try and relax the lower back. Let yourself start to melt forward. If you notice your seat bones coming up off the ground, reduce it. Bring your weight back. Try and find a place where you can let go but stay grounded. Big breath in. Exhale out. Nice. Bring it back up to the middle. Shrug those shoulders a few more times. Inhale, shoulders pull up. Exhale, bring them back. Open up that body. Get some lovely, delicious movements in there. Open those arms out wide. Big breath in. Exhale, thumbs face down. Good. Bend the right arm. Nestle that hand somewhere around the lower back. Be aware if you can reach a little bit more comfortably on one side than the other. That's normal. Opposite arm bends. Interlace those fingers. Go for the opposite grip than you did before. So different thumb on top. Sit up a little taller, squeeze the tummy in, relax the shoulders, exhale, look a direction, right or left, you pick. And then breathe in, slowly turn the head the opposite way. With each turn, focus on really relaxing those shoulders, encouraging them down, while sitting up tall, while breathing deeply into the belly, while pushing your seat bones into the ground. While relaxing your jaw. I know there is so much to think about. That's the point. You can't think about anything else. Get involved in your yoga practice. Really start to listen to your body. Bring it back to center. Release that twist. Give yourself a little shimmy and listening to your body, whatever your body wants to do. Take a moment to do that. Maybe you reach up and just lean from side to side. That feels good. Maybe you take a little twist again. Maybe you cat-cow it, cactus arm it, come up with some crazy dance move. Whatever it is your body wants to do. Good. Now, If you're not already on the ground, get yourself onto the ground and bring yourself up to a tabletop position. Fingers spread wide apart, knees touch the ground, and get into those lovely cat-cows. Enjoy it. And notice if there's a way that you tend to usually take these cat-cows. See if you can go a little differently. So maybe if you tend to go fast, go a little slower, maybe go from side to side rather forward than back, maybe make it more of a circular movement with those hips. Make Shakira proud. Just kind of move that body around. Cultivate some curiosity of what it feels like to be in your skin, not expecting it to be the same every time. Good. Walk those hands a little bit further forward and then pull the hips back. Child's pose. Lean into it. Good. And then roll up between the shoulders. Come up again. And then gently let the belly come towards the ground, but keep the hips engaged. Keep the palms pushing into the ground. Gentle arch of the back. Really keep that tummy pulling in and send it back to a child's pose. Maybe those knees come apart. Big toes touch one another. Sigh it out. We're going to take that again. So inhale, come up off the ground. Like you're reaching up between the shoulder blades. Toes come apart. Maybe the feet reach wide apart. Let those hips come towards the ground. Squeeze the belly in. Keep pushing the palms into the ground. Keep the knuckles of the hands pushing into the ground. Retract those shoulder blades. Squeeze the belly in. Ooh, take it back to a child's pose. Toes together, knees wide apart. Nice. Walk the hands off to one side of the mat. Breathe into those fingertips. Keep the hips reaching back. Keep the fingers reaching wide. And then slide it back into center. Stay in a child's pose. Push the palms into the ground. And take some cat-cow movements here. So it's going to be focused in that space between the shoulder blades. But try and lift the chest up off the ground. Let it come close towards the ground, protracting and retracting those shoulders. And then we take it off to the other side. Reach those hands off the mat. Try and keep the shoulders level with the ground. Big breath in, big breath out. And then bring it back to center. Tabletop is where we meet. Give yourself a little wiggle. Nice. We're going to take a modified side plank here. So just kickstand out the left foot off of the mat. So the left shin is pointing at an angle. Extend the right foot back behind you. Toes touch the ground. Then start to turn your body to the right. Sole of the right foot pushes into the ground. Outside edge of the right foot lines up with the back of the mat. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the tummy in. Bring the right hand to the heart. Point the elbow up to the sky. Good. Now check in here that your core is active. So that tummy's pulling in. Heart is opening up. Try and get more space across the front of the chest. Push the left hand down. Now reach the right hand up. Breathe into it. Turn the palm so it faces the top of the mat. And now reach forward to the top of the mat. Almost like you're creating a banana shape through the right side of the body. Squeeze the tummy in. Reach those fingers. Push down with that back foot. Nice. And then in unison, reach that right hand up to the sky. Pick the right foot up off the ground. Whew. Nice. Flex that right foot and take it down to a child's pose. Knees together this time. Forehead to mat. Sigh it out. Give yourself a little wiggle. Good. And you can rest the forehead on the ground. Reach the hands back to the heels if that feels better to you. You can walk those hands side to side again if you like the way that feels on your body. You can take some child pose, cat-cows, if that's where you want to be. Or do something your yoga teacher hasn't suggested. Let it feel good to be in your body. Tabletop, when you're ready, give it a little wiggle. Good. Build the foundation. So knees underneath the hips, palms push into the mat, belly squeezes in. Equal weight through right and left side of the body as we start. Kickstand off the right toes off the mat so that shin is pointing at an angle. Good. Gently extend the left foot back behind you. Toes touch the ground. Now stack the hips on top of one another. Squeeze that booty. Nice. And then reach the left hand to the heart, elbow points up. Push that left foot into the ground. Make sure the outside edge of that foot lines up with the back of the mat. Now, reach the left arm up to the sky. Try and reach up using your core to pick yourself up so you're not pushing all your weight down into that right hand. Nice. If you want to, you can send more weight into the hip by walking that foot further away from you. Now reach the left arm to the top of the mat. Get a lovely curve through the side of the body. Reach with those fingers. Push the foot down. Take the biggest breath in that you can. You've got it. Now together, pick the foot up. Reach the hand up. Flex that foot. Be strong. Get all those muscles engaged. And then gentle exhale. Take it down. Whew. I know it's powerful, but it didn't last long, so it's okay. Breathe into it. Maybe rock those hips around. Take any little movements you need or find some stillness. Tabletop is there when you're ready. And maybe throw in a cat-cow. Good. Now we're going to take it up. So tuck those toes. Knees come off the ground. Pick them up together. Engage the inner thighs. Send the hips back behind you. Then reach the hips up to the sky. And give it a little wiggle. Celebrate that downward dog. Maybe pedal out those feet. Get some dynamic movement through the back of the legs. Try and squeeze the belly in a little bit more. Point the tailbone up to the sky. You can bend those knees to get that tailbone pointing up a little higher. Shrug those shoulders. Take a big breath in. Look forward. Exhale. Walk it to the top of the mat. Whew. Standing forward folds. Yeah. Somehow downward dogs feel like they're going to last forever when you start, but we're here, we're moving on. Rock that weight from side to side. Focus on letting go in the upper body. Take a big breath in. Sigh it out, exhale. Good, fingers to shins, halfway lift. Elevate the heart in line with the hips. Exhale, fold it down. Good, push down with the feet, squeeze the tummy and reach the arms up. Big breath in. Exhale, take it to prayer. Ooh, nice. Give it a little celebratory wiggle. Nice. Interlace those fingers. Flip the palms. Reach those hands up above the head and really straighten those arms. Squeeze the biceps in by your ears. Nice. And notice what happens with the body. Maybe you send your belly forward. Try and pull it in. Maybe you send your hips back. Try and pull them in line with your heels under the shoulders. Now reach up. Exhale, lean over to one side. Whew, big breath out. Good. Inhale, reach it up again. Exhale, opposite lean. Stretch into it. Good. Inhale up. Keep the interlace of the hands. Bend the elbows. Nestle the hands behind the back of the head. Thumbs point down. Now reach those elbows wide apart. Good. Take a big breath in. Maybe push the head gently into the palm of the hands. Keep the core pulling in. Invite a little back bend, but try and lift your head up rather than back. Now slow motion, exhale, elbows come together. Bend the knees. Slow motion, bring those elbows towards the knees. And then release the hands down, fold it forward. Get some space in the back of the body. Let the back of your body be heavy. Let the weight of your body help you fold forward. Maybe grab onto opposite elbows. And visualize a little space being created between each vertebrae as you fold. Nice. Hands to shins, halfway lift. Squeeze the belly in. Reach the heart up. Gently fold it forward, exhale. Hands stay flat at the top of the mat. Bend those knees to get those palms flat on the ground. Shift the weight into the left foot. Pick the hips up. Step the right foot back behind you and wiggle it back. Nice. Good. Now, start to wiggle that back foot even further back. And then shift the weight forward and back when you would like to. Try and keep those hips low. We're just getting some nice dynamic little stretches through those legs. And when you're ready, lower down to the back knee, untuck the back toes. Good. Now walk that left foot, the one that's in front, outside of that left hand. Good. And notice where those hips are. If they're reaching back behind you or up in the air, try and pull those hips forward and let them be heavy, sink to the ground. Good. Now notice the weight in the hands. Try and get more weight in that front foot. Push that front foot into the ground. Make sure the heel of that front foot is connected to the earth. Now inhale, look forward. Take a big breath in. Nice. Now exhale, reach the hips back behind you. Send those hips back. Maybe peel the toes in front off the ground. Point those toes up to the sky. Keep those hands down. Nice. And then send it back forward again. Hips dip low. Push that front foot down. Elevate the chest. Try and get more space through the front of the top of the body. That makes sense. Reaching with your heart. Send it back again. Get those toes off the ground, reaching up. Reach the hands forward, draw the hips back, and then send it forward one more time. Hips get low, heart reaches up, front foot pushes down. Nice. Now walk that foot in again, inside of that left hand. Check that the heel is underneath the knee. Squeeze the belly in, reach the hands up, big breath in. Exhale, take it to prayer in low lunge. Nice. Build your foundation here. Make a little adjustment if you need to, keeping that front heel underneath the front knee. Notice where your hips are. Make sure those bony bits, the ASIS of the hips, both pointing forward. Squeeze that belly in, draw the shoulders back. Take a bigger breath in. Now really kind of thrust those hips forward, squeeze the glutes, almost like you can scoop your pelvic bowl underneath you. Relax those shoulders down, inhale, reach both arms up. You've got it, grab onto that right wrist. Focus your vision on something still. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, lean over to the left, keep pushing down with that front foot to maintain your balance. Beautiful. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Oh, so good. Tuck those back toes. Pick the back knee up off the ground. You've got it. Now as you do that, notice how those hips want to come up. Get those hips low again. Maybe shimmy that back foot a little further back. Keep pushing down with that front foot. Left arm reaches up. Squeeze the belly in. Push down with that front foot even more. Reach up with that left hand. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Nice. Inch those fingers further forward. Inch that back foot in. Take a few hops. And then in slow motion, pick that back foot up off the ground. Keep the toes facing down. And then come to standing forward fold. Whew, sigh it out. Nice. Halfway lift. Elevate the heart. Exhale, fold into it. Squeeze the tummy in, bend the knees, reach up, chair pose, just for a moment. Don't worry, we won't do too much of this. And then take it to standing, pushing down with the heels, squeezing the belly in. Give yourself a little booty squeeze at the top and sigh it out. Nice, shake the shoulders, do whatever you need to do. Good. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Good. And then inhale, open it up. Hug, opposite arm on top. Squeeze a little tighter. See if you can hold onto those shoulder blades. Relax it down. Good. Hands at prayer. Interlace the fingers with the non-dominant grip. Opposite thumb on top than you instinctually grip. Flip those palms up, big breath in. Reach down with the heels, reach up with the hands, shrug those shoulders, squeeze your ears with your biceps, and then exhale, lean over to one side. Good, keep the tummy pulling in. Inhale, reach up, imagine your body getting long and tall. Exhale, stretch it the opposite way. Good, extend those muscles, reach up. Exhale, fold it forward, standing forward fold. Beautiful. Fingers to shins, halfway lift, big breath in. Exhale, fold it forward, dangle here for a moment.
If you want to, you can grab onto opposite elbows, sway from side to side. If you want to, you can interlace the fingers behind the base of the head, fold into that. If you want to, you can try and reach your big toes with your pointer finger and middle finger. Bend the elbows out and just fold over into it. You don't have to do any of those things. You can just hang out here, but whatever you're doing, focus on letting go. So notice where you feel a little tense. Relax the forehead a little more. Nice. Hands go flat on the ground, so bend the knees to get them there. Shift the weight into the right foot. Keep those palms flat on the ground. Pick those hips up. Squeeze the tummy in. Step that left foot back behind you. Slowly and with control, shimmy that foot back. Nice, and now shift the weight forward and back. Really focus on greasing up those joints. Remember that motion is lotion, so really start to lubricate your body by moving mindfully in a way that you've perhaps not done yet today. Nice. When you're ready, lower down to the back knee. Good. And then heel toe that right foot outside of the right hand. Getting into that hip joint a little bit more. Same as before, send the weight forward, get those hips low to the ground. Good. Make sure those toes behind you are pointing directly behind you. And then as you exhale, bring it back. Toes reach up off the ground that are in front of you. Good. Inhale, hips dip low, lift the heart up. Exhale, pull it back. You can go in your own rhythm at your own time. You can go fast, you can go slow. Wherever you're going though, be mindful of those cues. So when you send your weight forward, keep pushing down with that front foot. Hips are low, heart reaches up. More weight in that front foot than in your hands. And when you reach back, keep those toes reaching up to the sky, hips pulling back behind you, palms pushing the ground away. Take it a few more times, however you need to. If you need to spend a little bit more time in one way, shift your way in another way. You're the master of your movements. Enjoy it. Nice. Now walk that right foot inside of that right hand. Push that right foot into the ground. Squeeze the belly in. Breathe in. Arms flutter up to the sky. And then take it to prayer. Good. If you need to readjust, you can. Get that heel underneath the front knee. Foot a little further forward, further back. Squeeze that belly in. Scoop those hips in underneath you. Engage the glutes, the lower belly. Relax the shoulders. Clear the mind. Oh yeah, you've got this. Breathe into it. Now inhale, both arms reach it up. Nice. Grab onto the left wrist. Reach up first, and then exhale over to the side. Ooh, enjoy that stretch through the body. Nice. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Beautiful. Good. Tuck the back toes. Pick that back knee up off the ground. If you need to make that stance a little wider, you can. Inch that front foot a little further forward to get those hips even lower. Push down with that front foot. Squeeze the belly in. Reach that right arm up to the sky. Focus on reaching up rather than pushing down. Get your belly button pulling in, pulling more of your weight up. Look to those fingertips. Take one more breath in. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. You've got this. Inch that back foot in, hop it in. Maybe walk the fingers a little further forward. Squeeze the belly in, push down with that front foot. Back foot comes up off the ground. Keep it active. Every muscle in that lifted leg is working. And then standing forward fold. Whew, sigh it out. Beautiful. Halfway lift, big breath in. Keep breathing. Exhale, fold it forward. Heel toe the feet together. So the big toes or big toe knuckles touch. Keep a little space in the heels. Bend the knees. Reach it up to chair pose. You've got it. Squeeze those legs together. Those knees are almost melting in towards one another. Push down with those heels. Maybe sit a little lower. Lift the heart up. And then stand up. Whew. Don't even worry about it. Shake it out. Whew, nice. Inhale, reaches up. Exhale, fold it forward. If you've got a block or something like that, now's the time to grab onto it. We're going to go for a pyramid pose, a nice lovely stretch through the back of the legs. So, placing that block towards the front of the mat, you can balance both hands on top of it. The part of your body I want you to be most mindful of are those hips, those pointy bits, ASIS, those bony bits of your hips. Try and keep them level with one another, both pointing the same direction. Shift the weight into the left foot and start to slide the right foot back behind you. All 10 toes stay facing forward. Feet stay about hip width distance. As you step it back, notice if that right hip tries to reach back. Pull that right hip forward. So those hip bones are still square to the top of the mat. Nice. Push those feet down. And then if you want to, you can fold a little deeper. If it's not working for you, you can change the distance. Maybe walk that foot a little further back. Maybe try walking it really far back. Play with it a little bit. Find the place that's most rewarding. There's not a version that's better or worse. They're just different. Find the place that works for you. Breathe into it. I know it's a lot. Keep pushing those feet down. Then inhale, look forward. Step it forward again. Fold it down. Good. Halfway lift, big breath in. Exhale, bend the knees. Reach the arms forward in front of you. Chair pose. And then come to standing. Whew. Give a little wiggle. Nice. Inhale, reach it up. Interlace the fingers in the non-dominant way. Bend the elbows, hands behind the base of the head. Thumbs point down. And those thumbs are almost cradling the back of the neck. Maybe give yourself a little massage in the back of the neck. Good. And then open those elbows up wide apart. Take a big breath in. Explore your lung capacity. And then bend the knees, elbows come together, go in slow motion, squeeze the belly in. Try and get those elbows reaching the knees, and then fold it forward. Whew. Amazing. Halfway lift, big breath in. Exhale, fold it down. Good. Shift the weight into the right foot. Maintain contact with that block if you would like to. Slide the left foot back. Keep all 10 toes facing forward. Feet stay hip width distance, and then keep those hip bones pointing the same direction. So try and bring that right hip a little further back, left hip a little further forward. And you can play with how far back you step, you can play with where you position that block. Keep trying to squeeze the belly in, push the feet down, breathe even deeper. Relax the jaw. Relax the forehead, those muscles you don't need, let those go. And recruit those muscles that you do need, that you're choosing to not use. So activate those muscles in the leg a little bit more. Push the feet down. Lift those hips back behind you. Good. Keep breathing. And then step it forward, standing forward fold. Nice. Halfway lift, big breath in. Exhale, fold it over. Now walk those feet about as wide as the mat, maybe even a little wider. Angle those toes so they point out away from you. And then check that the knees and kneecaps and the toes are pointing the same direction. So out and away. We're externally rotating here. Good. Now you're just going to start to bend the knees, sit down into it. You can hold onto that block if you want to. Good, yeah, we're going for a funny little squat here. Nice, if you're feeling adventurous. Maybe bring the hands to prayer. Push the elbows into the knees, push the knees into the elbows. If it's too wide, come up again. Walk the feet a little closer. That might feel a little easier in your body. Play with it. We're only going to be here for a moment. Shift the weight from side to side. Push down with those heels. Keep the pelvic floor engaged. Try and lift the heart up. Get a little bit more space in that spine.
I know, you've got it, you've got it. Push those hands down, push the heels down, send those hips up high, turn the toes so they face forward, fold over it. Whew. Good, well done. Long breath in, long breath out, relax the back of the body. So good. Heel toe those feet in towards one another, bend those knees, gently bring yourself down to the ground and give yourself a loving squeeze. That's right, you're at that part of the class. We're getting there, so nearly there. Give yourself a squeeze, 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 and sigh it out. Beautiful. Bring those hands behind you, palms flat to the ground, and your fingers can face outside, they can face forward, they can face back, wherever kind of feels better in your body. And you're welcome to switch it up. Walk those feet about hip width distance, but keep the knees bent, keep the soles of the feet to the ground. Focus first on lifting the chest, squeezing the belly in. Try and get more space across the collarbones. It's almost like a puffer fish, lifting your chest up. Good. You're welcome to change the position of the hands if you want to. Squeeze the belly in, and you're welcome to stay here, or you can start pushing the heels into the ground. Pick those hips up off the ground. Squeeze those glutes. Oh yeah. Upside down tabletop. Whew, you got it. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Exhale, lower it down. Go slow. Whew. Ah, I know, that was a lot. We're going to take it one more time. Make a little change. Maybe position of the hands if you would like to. Take a big breath out. Sigh it out. It can still feel different the second time, so be willing to experience whatever that is. Push the heels down. Lift the heart up. Retract those shoulder blades. Squeeze the belly in. Now push the heels into the ground. Now start to squeeze those bum cheeks. Get those hips a little higher. Keep looking up or forward. Breathe into it. You've got it. And then slowly lower down to the ground. Whew. Extend those legs out straight in front of you. Nice. And give yourself a little wiggle. Amazing. Nice. And just glance down at those toes. Separate those toes. Try and get some space between each toe. Make those toes work. And they may want to reach forward and back. Try and reach them apart, away from one another. Then squeeze them in together. Good. Take that again. Separate those toes out. Reach them away. If you want to, you can bring your hands into it. Pull those toes apart, just as a little assist. Then release the hands but keep the toes there. Almost like you're training those muscles, pulling back together. We'll take it one more time. Reach those toes apart. You can bring your toes into it. You can bend those knees to get into those toes. Separate them apart. Try and maintain it, and then relax. Oof. Little toe workout there. Nice. And just to reward that experience, bend one leg, it doesn't matter which, we're going to do both. And try and get to those toes. So take the opposite hand and try to interlace your fingers with your toes. So you can kind of dig around there. You may need to separate the toes with the other hand. I know it's going to feel weird, very, very strange. It's called a yoga handshake. So interlacing those fingers with the toes. Now give yourself just a little rotation, a little foot massage. Try and keep the palm connected with the ball of the foot. And just get some movement there. Good. Almost like you're mobilizing that foot a little bit. Good. I know it feels strange. Breathe into it. And then release. Extend that leg. Try separating those toes again. And pull them back together. Opposite side. So bend that other knee. Pick that foot up. Try to interlace the fingers with the toes. Use the other hand to try and get them in there. Doesn't always want to go, I know. Visualize it almost like a pedicure. giving yourself some love. Squeeze the palm against the sole of the foot. Rotate it around. Get some movement in there. Let it feel really nice. Mobilize your foot a little bit. Think about a part of your body that you don't spend much time thinking about. When you feel like you've gotten enough of a sensation from that, you can release it, extend it, separate those toes again, and really try. Reach them wide. Pull them together. Sigh it out. Nearly there. Reach both arms up. Squeeze the belly in. Bring your body into an L shape first. And I mean push those seat bones down. Lift the chest up. Now start to hinge at the hips. Reach the heart towards the toes. Care less about your hands, more about your spine. When you feel like your spine has reached where it wants to reach, then fold it forward. Keep those legs active though, toes reaching up. Relax the back of the neck, the muscles in the face. Take a bigger breath in. Slow breath out. Stay for one more round. Big breath in. And then gently wind it down to the ground. Try and use your core muscles, squeezing the belly in to lower down slow. Nice. And if you need to readjust to get into the middle of the mat, you're always welcome to. One more pose, just to make things happy. Hug the knees into the chest. Keep the lower back connected on the ground. Good. Now flex the feet. Bend the knees, open those knees apart like your knees are going to reach towards your armpits. Grab onto the backs of the knees now, reach the heels up towards the sky. Keep those knees reaching towards the armpits, but keep the lower back connected to the ground. And maybe rock from side to side here. Enjoy your happy baby. Maybe reach for your big toes if you would like to. Keep those feet flexed, soles of the feet shine up to the sky. Lower back stays connected to the ground, shoulders relaxed. And maybe wiggle with it just a little bit more if you want to play with straightening one leg and then pulling it in. If that's within your body, you can do that. Just enjoy it. And then gently bring those feet together. And then knees together. And then extend those legs. Relax those feet, let them flop open. Arms by your sides, tuck the shoulder blades in under the chest. Sigh it out, relax. Because you've made it. The best part of any yoga class, the Shavasana. The part where we let go. Let the muscles be. Let the body be heavy. Let the breath settle down. Let the heart rate recover. Let your body ground a little bit more. Not through an active force, but through a letting go. So notice what parts of your body touch the ground. Become aware of that surface area. Start to let it expand. Let more of your body find rest. If any tempting thoughts lure you away from this moment, take a moment to recognize them. Let them go. And let yourself be. Just observe how being still for a few moments started to change the sensation in your body. Bear witness to that experience. Do a physical scan. Notice where you can relax a little deeper. Choose to melt into this moment. Let your muscles be like soft candle wax. While your mind is a focused flame. Find that light within yourself. Appreciate it for another moment. And keep your eyes closed, but gently start to wiggle fingers and toes. Get some new movement into your body. Let it grow. And move however is going to suit you right now. Big movements, small movements, side stretches, hug it in, whatever works for you. And slowly bring yourself up to a seated position. So you can roll onto one side first and just pause there for a moment if you would like. Then push the ground away, guide yourself up, try to keep those eyes closed, and then just pause for another moment. Sitting a little taller, shoulders relaxed, muscles of the face relaxed. But somehow sitting a little taller. Reflecting on your yoga practice, bring your hands together, your thumbs to your forehead. Namaste. Well done, everyone.